Imagine for a moment that you are an architect. You stand before an empty plot of land. In your hand you hold a pen. Behind you there are no buildings, no roads, no signs of human existence, just raw, open space. Before you can build anything, before a single brick can be laid, before a single beam can be raised, you must first create something invisible. You must create a blueprint, a drawing, a set of instructions that exists nowhere in the physical world, but will soon become the physical world. This is the relationship between your mind and your life. Every human being on this planet is an architect, but most people have never looked at their own blueprint. They wake up, they move through the day, they react to circumstances, and they wonder why their life looks the way it does. They wonder why they feel stuck, why they attract the same problems, why happiness always seems just out of reach. The answer is hiding in plain sight. Before your life became what it is today, it existed as something else. It existed as a thought, a belief, an assumption about yourself and the world that you stopped questioning years ago. The philosopher who spends his life studying human nature once observed that we do not see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. Every external reality you experience is first filtered through an internal lens, and that lens is made of thoughts. If you want to change your life, you do not start with your circumstances. You do not start with your job, your relationship, or your bank account. You start with the blueprint. You start with the thoughts that built it. Think about a time someone told you a joke and you laughed. Now think about a time someone said the exact same words to you on a different day and you found them offensive. The words did not change. The speaker did not change. The only thing that changed was the filter inside you. Your mind is not a camera. It does not record reality objectively. Your mind is a projector. It takes your internal state and projects it onto the blank screen of the world. A researcher who spent decades studying human decision-making discovered something fascinating. He found that when people expect something to taste bad, their brains literally process the flavor differently. The same food, served with a different expectation, creates a different experience. This is happening to you right now in every area of your life. If you wake up believing that people are generally kind, you will notice smiles, helpful gestures, small acts of generosity. Your day will feel warm. If you wake up believing that people are out to get you, you will notice side eyes, rushed conversations, perceived slights. Your day will feel cold. The world did not change, the filter changed. You installed this filter years ago, through experiences, through conditioning, through things people told you that you accepted as truth, and you have been looking through it ever since, believing you were seeing reality, when in fact you were only seeing your own reflection. If your thoughts are creating your reality, then changing your thoughts must change your reality. But here is where most people get stuck. They try to force positive thoughts. They stand in front of mirrors and repeat affirmations they do not believe, and when nothing changes, they decide this whole idea is nonsense. The mistake is in the forcing. There is a moment, a tiny sliver of time, between a thought arising and that thought becoming a belief. In that moment, you have a choice. Not to change the thought, but to question it. A great teacher of the mind once said that you cannot stop a bird from landing on your head, but you can stop it from building a nest. The first thought is automatic. It is the bird landing. It is the old programming, the conditioned response, the voice of your past. You cannot control that. But the second thought, the one that decides whether to feed the first thought or let it fly away, that is yours. The first thought says, I always fail at this. The second thought can say, is that true? Have I never succeeded at anything? The first thought says, nobody understands me. The second thought can say, have I given them a chance to try? This pause, this questioning, is the birthplace of freedom. It is the moment you stop being a puppet and start being the puppeteer. Every human being lives inside a story. You have a story about who you are, where you came from, what you deserve, and what is possible for you. You did not write this story consciously. It was written for you by parents, by teachers, by culture, by painful moments you reinterpreted as permanent truths. But here is the secret that changes everything. The story is not you. The story is just a story, and stories can be rewritten. Consider two people who experience the same failure. One tells themselves, I am a failure. This proves I was never good enough. They carry this story forward and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. They stop trying, they shrink, they confirm the narrative. The other tells themselves, I failed this time, I wonder what I can learn. They carry a different story forward. They remain curious, they try again, maybe differently, maybe better. Over time, their lives look nothing like the first person's life. The event was identical, the story was different. A wise observer of human nature once noted that the longest journey you will ever take is the 18 inches from your head to your heart. It is the journey from knowing something intellectually to believing it deeply. It is the journey from reading these words to actually living as if your thoughts create your reality. Now we arrive at the threshold, the point where most people turn back. If your thoughts shape your reality, then you must accept that your current reality is, in some way, a reflection of your thinking. This is not easy to hear. It is much more comfortable to believe that life just happens to you, that you are a victim of circumstances, that the world is unfair and you are simply reacting to it. But comfort has never been the path to growth. To accept ownership of your thoughts is not to blame yourself for every negative thing that has happened. It is not to carry guilt for the past. It is simply to recognize that if your thinking played a role in creating where you are, then your thinking can play a role in creating where you are going. A great philosopher of personal development once said that you cannot change the direction of the wind, but you can adjust your sails. You cannot control every thought that enters your mind, but you can choose which ones to act upon. This is not about perfection, it is about direction. It is about becoming aware, moment by moment, of the thoughts you are entertaining, because entertained thoughts become beliefs, beliefs become actions, actions become habits, and habits become your life. Your mind has a built-in bias. It loves to be right. If you believe you are unlucky, your mind will scan your day for evidence of bad luck and ignore everything else. If you believe you are incapable of change, your mind will present you with a highlight reel of every past failure and skip over every small success. This is not because your mind is against you. It is because your mind is trying to protect you. It wants consistency. It wants the world to make sense according to the rules it already knows. But you can use this same mechanism to your advantage. Instead of trying to convince yourself you are confident when you feel terrified, simply ask a different question. Ask, what is one small thing I did today that took courage? Your mind will search for an answer. It might find a tiny moment you overlooked, and in that moment, you have planted a seed. A renowned thinker who studied how people change once observed that identity shifts happen not through grand transformations, but through the accumulation of small evidence. Every time you act in alignment with the person you wish to become, you cast a vote for that new identity. You are not trying to become a completely different person overnight. You are simply collecting evidence, one vote at a time, one thought at a time, one small question at a time. So I will leave you with a question. Not a complicated question, but a deep one. A question that has the power to quietly shift something inside you if you let it. If your thoughts are the architects of your reality, then look honestly at one area of your life you wish were different. What would the thoughts be that built this? And if you were to build something new, what would the first thought be? Do not answer quickly. Do not answer with what you think you should say. Sit with it. Let it rise from somewhere deeper than your usual mental chatter. This is not about judgment, it is about awareness. And awareness is the first step of all change. You are not stuck with the mind you have. You are not bound by the thoughts that visit you. You are the one who decides which thoughts to keep and which to release. You are the architect, you hold the pen. The blueprint of your life is not written in stone, it is written in thought. And thoughts, unlike stone, can be revised at any moment. Today, become aware of the architect. Watch the thoughts, question the ones that shrink you, entertain the ones that expand you, and trust that over time, the building will reflect the blueprint. The world outside you will always be a mirror of the world inside you. Make the inside worth looking at.